Sonam Srivastava, Director Brand Management at Seagull Advertising. Dreamers to Doers is not just a phrase. It is not a start and a finish line either. It is an infinity loop, a loop that entrepreneurs commit their lives to. They dream, they strive, they do. They dream again, they again strive and again do. And then again and then again. They don't stop. They are unstoppable. Today I have with me such an unstoppable man whom I have known for almost 2 decades. He is a marathoner, but his mind runs faster than his legs. Sometimes his knowledge beats AI and his conversational skills are commendable. Usually, people have a single catchphrase, but he has multiple, or seasonal I'd say, and he keeps everyone's spirits high, but his favorite remains Russian. Would you believe? I'm talking about my boss, a branding veteran, a mentor, a coffee aficionado, the dreamer, the doer, and the seagull who gives everybody wings. The founder-director of Seagull Advertising. Please welcome Mr. Samir Desai. So Samir, welcome to your very own podcast, Dreamers to Doers. You've been interviewing so many titans by now. How does it feel to be on the hot seat today?
I told you, spare me. Yeah. And thank you for the lovely introduction.
You're most welcome, most deserving.
Yeah, thank you so much. No, it feels nice, and like you rightfully said, I'm like a comeback guy. So keep coming back, and I'm happy doing what I do. Great. And like I tell people passionately, this is the only thing I know. So that's it.
So Samir, let us start by you telling us the dreamer Samir and the doer Samir. Do they coexist in harmony? Do they conflict? How is it?
I am a dreamer, and I think my profession and my relations with clients expects me also to be a dreamer. So I'm always looking at ways, I'm always looking at opportunities. And when things get difficult, I look for more opportunities. But doing is something extremely important. It's the last mile that matters. And I think in many, if I look back at my life now, it's been 30 years, close to 30 years at Seagull. There are times when you could have done much better. And if we had focused on the doing, probably, Seagulls soar high, we would have been soaring much higher.
Right.
So doing is extremely important.
Could you take us through your journey? How did Seagull start? How was the idea incepted in your brain? How did it all start?
So it comes from from my parents, and my family is a little different in that sense. My father is a Maharashtrian, mother Gujarati. So right from the beginning, I always felt that I should be in business. My father is an extremely good professional, worked in the industry. He believed in what he did, so he wanted to work. But I had this in me that I wanted to start something of my own. So though I started my career in a company called Tata Press, which had the famous at that time, the Yellow Pages, I worked there for 4 years. And given the first opportunity, I started Seagull. And I started Seagull in Mumbai. That's where I was working with in Tata Press. But I thought I knew everything, and I forgot a couple of things. That one is, when I was working in Tata Press, when I was growing, it was actually the Tata brand which was driving things. And I didn't have that when I started on my own. Second, I had some small savings. It was actually my grandmother had gifted me some shares. I sold those shares and I started Seagull. And when I was working for Tata Press, cash flow management was never my job. We never thought of it. We always thought money comes by easily, because in the Tatas, our money always came on time every month. But this didn't happen. So I ran through a very bad financial management challenge. And I had to leave Mumbai and come back to Pune. And very, very soon, it affected my health because I'm not, even then and even now, one thing I hate is if I'm back, if I'm not meeting my commitments on payments on time. And that really affected me. So I came back to Pune, and my dad had a garage. So actually Seagull, the Mumbai experiment was very, very short. But in Pune, it was from my dad's garage. Tried to get my bearings. From there, it started. And honestly speaking, though I said I'm a dreamer and probably may have compromised on doing, but when I'm talking to you now, I've realized that I do. And I believe in some things. If I've given a commitment to somebody, I will deliver. In those days, there were limited resources. And so everything in advertising, right from activations to copywriting, to designing, to going and giving material, printing, you name it, is something that I've done from scratch. Even when we used to do activations, we used to have sound, lights, etc. We knew how to run it, we knew how to operate it. So I'm a doer, yeah. And that journey led us on. Pune was a much smaller place. We were very fortunate. Companies like Venkateshwara Hatcheries, Brown Foreman, Pepsi, Bacardi, all of them wanted good companies whom they could work with. We were a very good activations company. And like I said, we were doers. We should be on the scene. Whether it's anywhere in Maharashtra or Goa, we did and we executed. And while we were doing that, the dreamer was that I always wanted to do something more. And Pepsi gave us an opportunity to also do creatives. So we used to work with freelancers, try to understand the game. One thing I learned always was see what's happening around. So when we were seeing things around, we knew how good things are done. And as we went on implementing, it was a matter of time we kind of transformed into an advertising agency. And while I was doing advertising, I chanced once in an ad in the Times of India, an ad for Cannes, the Cannes Creative Festival. I had some money in my pocket. I said, let me go and attend the Cannes Festival.
Right.
And that's when I really understood what advertising is. And I realized that advertising is about ideas, it's about creativity. It was finding innovative ways to communicate, engage. And we started off on that particular journey. But when we thought things are going great and Pune was on our side, in 2008, there was this Lehman Brothers crash, as a result of which, clients just stopped advertising. And we, being in Pune or being the way we had a number of SME companies, okay, so they immediately, when they sensed the market, they stopped advertising. And then that's when I realized that, purely working on advertising, which was at those days based on media commissions,
Right.
was not something that I wanted to continue. And I'd already, it was close to about 10 years in business. So though things had come to an halt, I was not too sure. I didn't want to get out of business. I wanted to stay and do Seagull. So I transformed Seagull. I met some very interesting people at that time, specifically Shumit Roy, who still is a mentor, a guide. And we transformed also into becoming brand strategy. And that was a changing moment because from being just a creative agency, we also started implementing strategy. We have a fantastic process called Wings for Profit. And things started developing. But we reinvented ourselves in 2018. Then what happened is, before we realized, around 2012, 2013, there's a lot of digital marketing that came in. And I came in from a traditional background, didn't understand digital marketing in that sense. But that started affecting things because digital marketing was one aspect. Then media started changing. Okay, and you have the OTT platforms. So the media on one side changing, the method of communication changing. Again, that put pressure on us. So we had to evolve into becoming a digital marketing agency. But at that time, we were not too prepared. My mind was not prepared. My colleagues were there because we came from a traditional advertising background. We were not willing to jump onto the digital bandwagon, if I can say. But by the time we realized, we knew we had to move and we started reinventing. I started educating myself, okay, on digital marketing, but it took us time. So while that was happening, since we had Prime Minister Modi who came in at that time, he wanted to bring out transformational change, which definitely has helped India as we see now. But in those days, the clients we worked with were completely taken aback. So whether it was demonetization, whether it is GST, we have a number of real estate clients, RERA, and then of course COVID in the recent past. All these things again put pressure. So on one side digital, second side media changing its landscape, social media, etc. coming up, the way brands are communicated, built was changing. And all these other structural changes in the Indian economy. That put a lot of stress on us. But we remained at it. We, myself as well as the team, you've been a part of the team, we realized that we have to adapt, we have to evolve. So we shaped up. So this has been the transition. And during those days, got a little bit carried away, got involved a little more deeper with clients than we should have. So because again, digital was having a particular language in terms of sales, etc. So advertising agencies were also expected in the mind of clients that we are also responsible for sales. So didn't know where to draw the line. So all this led to some confusion. Team members were not really convinced where we are going. That's been the difficult part of the journey. But once we came out of COVID, I think those were the tough times. Also clients started understanding what brand strategy is, what brand design is, what digital is, okay, and of course what even the traditional media is. And we as an agency had also changed. My mind had also changed. My team was also equipped. So we are in a very good situation today. We understand branding, we understand sales, we understand digital marketing, we understand the role of media, and we understand how in this particular changing world scenario brands are built. So I still believe, at Seagull, I didn't realize it that clearly in those days or in the journey. But I think what Seagull does and what Seagull has is a gift. It's a gift like you're wearing on your t-shirt. that every business deserves to fly. And we understand this, we understand entrepreneurs, we understand SMEs, we understand their challenges. And so this is what we do, Sonam, and this has been the journey. So it has been ups and downs.
Right.
But over the years, one thing we always did right is we've always been ethical. We've always been a doing agency. We never, not me and not does anybody in the agency, we don't present ideas or commit to things which we know we can't execute or get executed. Yeah. So it's a unique. So when we thought of dreamers to doers, I never thought this question would be asked to me. But let me answer to you that we dream. We help our clients in their dreams, and we do that by actually doing things. So that's Seagull.
Great.
Yeah.
So that was 30-year long journey. Thank you for putting it up so straight. There are of course lows and highs, like you mentioned, Samir. Lows are there every time. But can you take us through certain high points of your career when Samir Desai as a branding professional was really proud of himself? I'm
actually proud of what I've achieved. And I'll just say one thing earlier. See, earlier I had this thought, I don't know why. You know, probably being in Pune, which is so close to Bombay.
Yeah.
So when you run an advertising agency in Pune, there's this mindset that the best advertising people are in Mumbai, or the best advertising agencies are in Mumbai. So at that time I had this kind of, you can say, inferiority or fear complex.
Right.
And many people who would work with Seagull would work with us for some time and then move ahead and go to Bombay. And so it was people who worked with Seagull as well as clients. Now I realized after some time that clients are choosing to work with us. Okay, people from Mumbai are coming and working with Seagull. Okay, and the brands that we are creating are actually being recognized outside, and they've grown to phenomenal levels.
Right.
So see, the biggest pride moment is recently I was in Vietnam, and one of my earlier colleagues at Seagull is head of a global agency there. And he still remembers the day that he has spent at Seagull.
Right.
Okay. So I think these moments when a client is doing well, when I meet clients today, many of them after 10 years, and I see how much they progressed. And they remind me of the suggestions, the advice, the strategic inputs we gave them, and they still follow it. Okay. And that tells me that, you know what, we've been on the right track, we've been doing the right thing. And when we meet people who are doing well, who are ex-Seagull, and they're in many parts of the world, and they still recognize that how Seagull has contributed or shaped their years.
Right.
I think that makes me extremely proud.
Wow.
And nowadays when I go to clients and meet them, many of them address me by a sir. And I think it's not just because of the age and the wisdom. I think they recognize that we make a very big difference to the brands that we touch. So I'm very proud of what we do. And I no longer think on a survival mindset. I no longer think that I am just from Pune. I believe very truly, and I'm saying this very confidently, that not only are we good from a national perspective, we are extremely good also from a global perspective. We do not lack any resources, okay? Whether it is physical resources, financial resources, or even mental resources. We are good, yeah, Sonam. So I'm proud where I am. I'm proud that I can enjoy every bit of this fantastic creative industry. And today, honestly, we are in such an industry wherein it's most critical to anything in life. Communication is important. Yeah, and we are able to take, even when clients think that their business is very normal, when their clients think that they don't really have any story to tell. Okay, we have that gift where we can find those stories, where we can package them right, we can help them communicate. You know, I think about 2003, 2004, I'd done a workshop with a very good consultant. His name is Mr. Alan Cadero. And we had said, you know what is Seagull? And we said we are brand doctors. Honestly, at that time, I didn't know what is a brand. And for me, doctor was something that I don't like. But today, after, it's now 20 years, I understand brands. We are genuinely doctors. We really help our clients and their brands take off.
Right.
So, it's nice. This is where it is.
Well, you do make a lot of difference, Samir, and it's very evident. You're a person, I think, who finds the why behind everything. Tell us the why behind Samir and the why behind Seagull.
See, my why is very, very simple. I've been always fortunate. My father had a simple philosophy, told me that as long as you live, you'll have a roof over your head, 2 times meal to eat, and 2 sets of fresh clothes always. Now, when you have that kind of security, So my purpose is very genuine. I know I run a team. I know there are monthly costs. But every brand that I meet, every client I meet, it's my desire to genuinely help them fly. So that's my why. That's my purpose. And I find opportunity in anything. Yeah, I really have a lot more to do. And like you said, rightfully, my mind at times works faster than what it is. But I have become patient. I realize that things take time. So my why is, I think we are in a very fortunate industry. We meet different clients, different challenges on a daily basis. We express with color. We express with words or phrases or communication, which is so nice to read or to hear. So there's nothing that is boring.
So Samir, over these past 2 seasons of Dreamers to Doers, and of course even outside the podcast, you meet many titans who have converted their ideas into empires, one of which is you. What are the stark similarities between their journeys and your journey, and what are the kind of lessons, if I can say, that you would like to take from those experiences and apply?
See, I think anybody who's been successful, right, has done it because they've had clarity about their why. Okay, I think that's very, very clear. If you don't know why you're doing what you're doing, then it doesn't really last. Okay, so the brands which have done successfully, they know their why. Second is, they're absolutely consistent and disciplined in their execution. If I look back at Seagull, like I said, and I see things, it's not that we are on the wrong path. We were absolutely on the right path. Because we saw certain obstacles, and at that point in time, we were not able to overcome those obstacles. We kind of moved off the track. Okay, so those people who I see as successful are people who've stayed at the crease. They've been at it. That's what I feel. And those which have digressed or who've seen an opportunity somewhere else and jumped at it without having given enough time to this, I think that's where the problem is. The third thing which I find, which I'm seeing recently, is those who are process driven, right, are the ones who are successful. If you don't have processes, then you can't succeed.
True.
Because then it's coming in and trying to solve every problem, and we are a creative industry. So there is a belief that things just happen creatively, and creative means probably there's no process, there's no system, it just comes from somewhere in the, like lightning. It's not like that. My take from anybody what I see, they're absolutely clear where they want to go. Okay, they're disciplined, and they're process driven.
So Samir, coming back to your catchphrases, which are not just catchphrases, they have a lot of meaning behind them. So I'll ask you one by one of your catchphrases, and if you in one line can explain what is the real meaning behind that.
I'll try.
I'll start with every business deserves to fly.
Yeah, that's the truth. There's potential in every idea, and more importantly, there's potential in every person. I genuinely believe that. And it's not because I'm talking on Seagull, but I'm just saying, if that person or that organization has a way to go there, and there is a way.
Right.
So I genuinely believe any client, we can help them fly. They have to believe in us, and they have to be disciplined in execution.
Right.
Every business can fly.
You mentioned about following processes. What does that mean when it comes to a creative industry?
When it comes to a creative industry, like say at Seagull, we have got a Wings for Profit process. There are steps that we take. It's broken up into 4 workshops. So you follow that process. In between those workshops, there is the exploration, there is the creativity that comes in. Okay, but the process is there. The steps are defined. It's like, if I can compare it, I normally use this to tell myself. It's like, for example, if you've got a juicer, a processor. The processor has a methodology, right? It has a thing. The fruits or the vegetables that you put into it, okay, that changes, but the processor doesn't change.
Correct.
So similarly, we have a process. What we put into it, the interactions we do, the ideas we explore, they will give the creativity out. But the process is different. That's what I mean.
You usually say that a great idea is something that will make somebody uncomfortable.
Correct.
What does that mean?
Yeah, because see, we are in a world which is hyper competitive. Yeah, we are also in a world where there's so much of information that is nearly impossible to get somebody's attention. Very, very difficult. So when you're in this kind of environment where there's competition, people are so busy, you need something that will kind of move them. And those ideas are not comfortable. Those are risky. But now India is awakening, and now India is understanding. See, if I look at advertising, when I used to look at the stalwarts, Alec Padamsee, the late Alec Padamsee, his ad for Lidl, was what? It was a lady in a bikini, under a waterfall. At a time when you didn't have jockeys which put hoardings up with people in their underclothes. But he did it that time.
True.
And he got away with it. And that's how we remember Alec Padamsee. So I'm not saying that soap was not relevant. It was. It is a lemon soap. Lemon is known for freshness. That was a great way to execute freshness. Absolutely relevant. It was not out of context. But it was bold. It was brave for its time. It got attention. It stood out from competition. And also made Alec Padamsee is like a great person in the advertising industry. So I'm not looking at safe ideas. And of course, today, Sonam, now ideas are no longer just in communications. Ideas are in the product as well. And I tell people who want to learn about ideas, just look at Prime Minister Modi. Which of his ideas are safe?
Right.
Was demonetization safe? Was GST safe? Was RERA safe? Was Operation Sindoor safe? So it's not safe. But he was very clear where he's going. He has a vision. He has a purpose. And he calls the shots. Same thing in us. If you're safe, we will be where we are. Our clients will be where they are. Have to be bold. Have to stretch it.
You also emphasize that every brand must have a branding idea. What does that mean?
So branding idea is an organizing idea. It's something which tells you why. The why of your business is captured in a very simple, unique form. Now, since we are on a forum and people, one of the ideas which what becomes easy for people to understand is politics. So, for example, Prime Minister Modi's unifying idea of Atmanirbhar Bharat. So everything he does is around that particular idea. It comes back to that idea. So that's what is important. For us at Seagull, every business deserves to fly. The reason why we do work with startups, is for that particular process. Why we insist that every client must go through a Wings for Profit strategy process is so that it can go through this, because that belief that every business deserves to fly is something which organizes us. So if somebody comes to Seagull and says, I just want to design a brochure, we don't do it. That's not why we exist.
Correct.
And like that, for whichever clients we worked with, whether it's in education, whether it's in real estate, we always at Seagull have an organizing idea, the branding idea, and everything is executed around that. And not only that, one phrase which I use very common nowadays is branding is behavior.
Right.
Probably that comes. We also say this must be infused in every aspect of your organization.
True.
Atmanirbhar Bharat can work when people are really doing things in India. If you just say it as a slogan and actually India is importing everything, then how are we Atmanirbhar? So behavior. So then the way the industry is set up, the way the government is set up is all towards and helping Atmanirbhar Bharat.
True.
So that's how it is.
Cool.
So today you can't build a brand without a branding idea, and you can't build it without behavior. So branding is behavior. So these two things are absolutely connected to each other.
Very right. The last one, done is better than perfect. What does that mean?
See, one of the challenges of being in a creative industry is you always think you can go on improving the creative over time. But the world doesn't wait. And we are not in that sense. I tell myself I'm not in that sense of in an engineering business, or we are not in a business wherein it's a life and death matter. So we really can't wait. It's like in COVID, right? Vaccines came in. They had to use those vaccines at that time. Of course, there's a lot of controversy around it because the vaccines were not given the amount of time to be tested, researched, and they went into execution. And there are views. But at that time, for India, the best thing was to deploy the vaccines, even if it had a little bit of risk. So that's what I mean. If your campaign needs to go out tomorrow, if you need to launch your product in January, there's no point trying to wait till June. What will you gain? Or you got to do that analysis and say, yes, it makes sense by delaying by 6 months, and a lot of things are going to improve. But for us, especially for where we come from. If I don't do, done is better than perfect, which is not my phrase, it's actually Mark Zuckerberg's phrase. Okay, he'll just go on delaying, yeah. And delay is money, delay is opportunity, delay is, we are in the ideas business.
Yeah.
And I genuinely believe when you get an idea, somewhere in the universe, 7 more people are having the same idea.
Yeah.
So if you don't launch it first and somebody else launches it, then how will you really make the most of it?
True.
So for me, if possible, always done is better than perfect. Yeah, and I would really say go there and do it. And there's one more line which I add to that, which is an Amazon line, which says done is better than perfect. You went out there, you realize it's not working. The second line is fail fast.
Yeah.
So it's not working, exit it.
Yeah.
But like I said, the other thing with fail fast, sometimes we forget, we feel that because we don't get success early, so there has to be wisdom, there has to be maturity. It doesn't mean that because it's not working immediately, it's not a great idea.
Yeah.
So there again has to be some maturity, some wisdom to understand when it is fail fast or when it is okay, guy, be patient, it is going to work. So linked to that is also consistency. Earlier, brands were launched, in a big way. And just the launch was enough for a brand to be kind of successful and everybody got to know about it. Yeah. Today it's not that. Today it's more about consistency. It's like health. It's about showing up every day in the morning at 6 o'clock for as long as you live. Similarly, today branding is not a launch campaign, a festive campaign, a sales promotion campaign. It is all of these, but everyday activity is also happening.
Right.
That's the whole game.
Yeah.
So consistency is very, very important. Yeah. And so that's, I know I mixed a few things. Done is better than perfect, fail fast, and be consistent. Yeah. They actually go together.
Yeah, they go hand in hand.
Yeah, they go hand in hand.
Yeah.
But given a choice, I'll say do it. Like dreamers to doers. We could have waited for a very long time to get it better and better.
Yeah.
But we still went out there and did it.
Yeah.
And I genuinely believe that over time, as we are consistent with it, we are getting better. Done is better than perfect, with the interpretation that do it only once and never do it again. So done is better than perfect. Be consistent at it.
Yeah.
Okay, and make sure that what goal you've set, you're achieving it. Might take you time.
Thank you so much, Samir, for deciphering such eminent phrases, which I think any professional can apply to their lives. I want to ask, if there was a set of ambitious startup owners or entrepreneurs, and they boarded a flight called Seagull, of which, of course, you were the pilot. Describe the dream destination you were taking them to.
So there is a concept called moonshot, right? Go straight to space. Yeah, I mean, that's the way it is, because that's the opportunity. And really today, the world is so well connected. If an idea is strong and if you really have the willingness to give it, there's no limit. Genuinely no limit. And some of the entrepreneurs we work with today, right here from Pune or from Bombay or nearby, their minds are really open. So this is a great time. Yeah, it's a networked, connected world. So if you have a great idea, then your idea will resonate as much as in Pune, as in Bombay, as in Delhi, as in Singapore, Hong Kong, New York. Absolutely no problem.
So today, Samir, if somebody were to think of starting an advertising agency, would it be prudent for them to start a fully integrated advertising agency, maybe like ours? Or is it more prudent to focus on a niche, focus on a specialized aspect and then move ahead?
See, I am a person who's known to, it's like when I have to have food, given a choice, I like a thali. So I am not structured to do only one part of the game. Yeah. But having said that, I think Seagull has happened. We've been fortunate to create this team. Somebody starting new should find their area where they're extremely good at. Yeah. Okay, very, very clearly. Okay. And once they have that particular scope, that particular thing in mind, maybe they can build outwards. Okay. But honestly, it's a very difficult question for me to answer because a lot of maturity is required on how to execute it.
But Samir, from your experience and while interacting with so many entrepreneurs, seasoned entrepreneurs, what is it that the entrepreneurs are looking at when you meet brand owners, when you meet business owners? What is it that they seek?
See, so Seagull is already, people already know what Seagull stands for. So they're not coming to us for one service or a
Right.
part of the service.
Yeah.
Our briefs typically are, when we meet them, is they want to launch their brand, they want to grow their brand. And to grow the brand, like we have wings for reach, we have wings for strategy, etc., wings for design. It's a process. If you tell me I'll only do social media and grow my brand, I'm not so sure. If I'll do only online advertising, digital marketing, I'll grow my brand, I'm not so sure.
Yeah.
So there are multiple things that are required to grow your brand.
True.
And so people who come to us at least are looking at, we use the term integrated solutions. But if there's a mature client, a mature marketing manager, they can choose to break down the work required to grow the brand into smaller components of work and hand it over to different agencies. But then the marketing manager or the client will be responsible for integrating all the work and ensuring it benefits their business to grow. Advertising, whether you call it advertising, marketing communication, social media marketing, digital marketing. See, for me today, I would say it is simple. But it becomes simple only after you understand it. So only after you understand the components that are going into build a brand, will you be able to appreciate which component works, when to start what, how to do it. And there's a very old saying in advertising, and it still applies today. For every rupee that you spend, 50 paise is good investment, 50 paise is wasted. The problem is you never know which 50 paise is wasted and which one has been rightfully invested. That applies today as well. So my answer is, because I'm used to this, is that you need to have integrated communication. And if you really want to break it up into specialized outfits, then you need to have somebody who's capable of integrating it within your company.
So Sami, like even for Seagull, when there are people aspiring, say, to be a part of the Seagull, they do come with a specialized background. But ultimately, when they start working with Seagull, they are all contributing to a single objective of the brand's growth. What is that one thing that, irrespective of the department the person is in, the one thing that that person should possess or should be like very well versed with?
See, one thing is very, very simple, which we say that every brand must have a branding idea. So every person must understand is what is it of this particular client. So we use the word client or brand that we're working on, which is shareable. Okay. And see, we are not just a creative agency. We are not just a social media agency. We are not just an online ads agency, right? We are putting all these things together so that our clients actually grow. I think what we are trying, I'm not saying we've arrived, but we have regular training programs on Tuesday and Friday morning where we discuss, deconstruct different brands. We watch Shark Tank together. And we're also implementing a new structure at Seagull. So whether you come with a core skill set, you entered Seagull, say, as a copywriter, or you entered Seagull as a video editor, you entered Seagull as a social media person or an account manager, we are now getting them to understand that for a client, they're working together. They work as one team. And as Shumit Roy used to say, this concept of total football. Okay, so people are understanding. Okay, that's the process we're getting into. They understand, okay, this is the brand, this is what the brand wants to achieve. And how can we get these various tools available? As the world uses a term globally called growth marketing. So essentially the terms are growth marketeers. So growth marketeers, everyone comes with some skill set or some strength. But when you become a growth marketeer, you're looking at how you can grow that client's business. And that's what we are trying to do. So what I would ask, see, what I need if somebody comes into Seagull is they should believe that they're creative, because we have to find innovative solutions. They should clearly believe that they can communicate, because everybody in our business today needs to communicate. If these two things are there and they align it with the client's objective, I think the rest is not difficult.
Sami, we are on the verge of getting into a new year soon. Is there a newer version of Seagull that you are looking, maybe in terms of, like you said, the restructure, in terms of the services that Seagull offers, in terms of your thinking, in terms of how you see Seagull to be? Is there a Seagull maybe 2.0 or 3.0 that we'll be soon witnessing?
One thing is very clear, which you already flagged off, is that we're going to work in these kind of total football teams, which are brand custodian and brand growth teams, where teams together with different skills will come together to help a particular brand grow. So that's a direction that Seagull is going in. It'll take effort, I fully understand, to get people aligned. That's one direction. Second thing, Sonam, is for the plans that we make, right? I find that we plan very well. We know very clearly how this should be executed. And I've seen that there are a few clients who are not able to execute it in the manner in which we've intended it. So there may be opportunities where in a few select cases, we may get involved, may get engaged with these people, okay, to see that what we've planned, is it really executed as intended? Okay, and I think that's important, okay, for any business to be successful. Because see, done is better than perfect, right? I understand that. But if you don't do it only, if our plans remain
in a presentation,
what's the point?
True.
And sometimes clients just don't understand. It's not complex, but they don't understand, or their attention gets diverted. So, but if we can execute it, you know, like you said, this is, you're getting on a flight to Mars. So it can be big, and that's what we believe in. So maybe, let's see.
So Samir, while working on many of the brands that we do, clients do get distracted, right? And it could be, the distraction could be as small as a launch by some other brand in the same category. And then we face a lot of changes, a lot of, you know, again, many rounds of discussions and to and fro. Though that might be quite justified from their point of view. But again, from a brand point of view, from the plan that we have set out to achieve, how do you handle that situation?
You see, Sonam, I've also become wiser with time. And there is so much you can tell somebody. And you can just remind them that this is what has to be done. But that's a challenge I don't think many people in our industry, or as probably if you can say we are consultants, we can do, unless, like I said, if you're willing to take the reins in our hand and actually run it. But then where do we draw the line? You know, and we have certain skill sets internally. Okay, so, but that's the frustration of this industry. When you know that if these guys can just stay on line, stay on track and commit to it, it'll make a difference. The other challenge we face is always some client, some new marketing manager will join and they have great ideas. They want to prove that they can do things better, which I'm not doubting they can. But they many a time don't understand what we have suggested, what we've recommended, what the client has agreed to. And it starts getting diverted. And over a period of 2 to 3 years, these people lose direction. And it's very, very difficult probably to get back.
And that's why we say that branding is a long-term process.
Absolutely.
It is not a 1 year, 2 year thing, or it's not a project that can be worked upon and then left.
It can't be. See, it's not just 2 or 3 years because the opportunity is large, the markets are huge, and on the other side, competition is stiff. Okay, so if you remain focused, like I said, even if at Seagull, if there's one thing that if I had to do better, and I've said this even in our office meetings, is that I should be more disciplined, more consistent. Like what we're doing, Dreamers to Doers. I hope and I wish, and I'll commit from my side that we do 100 episodes. That's what is going to make the difference. And not 100 episodes in 1 day or 1 week. It's 100 episodes over 100 weeks. That's the spirit. Then there isn't anything that will stop you. And of course, in that process, you evolve, you learn, you do things better. Okay, and that's where but your direction that every business deserves to fly, that shouldn't change. The means could change, the media could change, the tools could change. Yeah, maybe with AI there could be something else that comes in. But businesses will come, businesses need to fly, there will be competition. Okay, so that's the way.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Samir.
Thank you.
We are not done yet.
Okay.
There's a small set of rapid fire questions that you have to answer, unfiltered, top of your mind. You don't have to explain anything, it's just kind of a one word answers, as they say. I'll start. Dream or plan?
Dream.
One word to describe the next 10 years of Seagull.
Fantastic.
Ideas or processes?
Ideas first, then processes.
One perception you would like to eliminate about ad agencies.
There's no money in it.
One perception you would like to create about you.
That's not already created. He's serious too.
Okay, we take that. If you weren't a branding expert, what would you be?
I'd be the managing director of a Tata company.
Wow, I'm sure your team would be delighted too.
Don't know, I think I'm meant to be here. But
Of
that
course.
means that I would not have left Tata Press.
Yeah.
But I would continued with the Tata Group, and I always believe that I was meant to, or I'm meant to lead. I lead here, but there also that's
A quiet morning or a peaceful evening?
quiet morning,
Gut feel or big data?
gut feel,
Proudly Indian or dynamically global?
proudly Indian.
Great. The first 5 minutes of a meeting or the last 5?
First 5.
Okay. The last one. If somebody was to write an autobiography on you, what would you choose as the title? There are 4 options. Confessions of a Perpetual Dreamer, 18 Till I Die, 30 Years of Brewing Brands and Coffees, Everyone Deserves to Fly.
18 till I die.
Superb. Thank you so much, Samir.
Thank you so much.
Though we keep interacting, but this was a riveting interaction. That was Samir Desai, the founder director of Seagull Advertising. With this absorbing one-on-one interaction, we wrap up the Dreamers to Doers Season 2. And we'll be back with the Season 3 very, very soon. So you stay tuned.